Hi, everybody. We're back with our Tales of Enchantment show. We are actually, Sally and I are hiding in the back room of our Canyon Road Gallery. I know that there's been some audio issues trying to hear the artist speak, so we're trying to, just kind of, be a little bit louder and hope that everybody can hear us really well. So when we're done speaking about these couple of questions that we have, we'll go into the main gallery. It might be a little loud, but we want you to see some of the work. And so here we are with Miss Sally Maxwell. So I've got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
It says, you were chosen by the International Society of Scratchboard Artists to be designated as one of now 12 in the world with the status Master Scratchboard Artist. You are already a signature member in the Society of Animal Artists and a silver signature member of Artists Changing Tomorrow, plus a master signature member of American Women Artists. You're internationally known as a phenomenal wildlife artist and one of the top female artists in the nation. Is this what you imagined when you started out, and what advice would you offer artists at the beginning of their career?
I had no idea this would happen. I had no idea there were societies out there. I had no idea how to market my artwork. I just knew I loved doing it and had to figure out a way to do it. And somehow it worked out that I could make my living out of my love. And so I'm one of the most fortunate people in the whole wide world.
I love that. You also, one of the things that we find inspiration, and we see it in your work, is your home in Texas. You're always posting on Facebook the animals that are running out front. How often have you used those in your work? Do they inspire you every day?
They inspire me every day. And the strange thing is I don't often use them in my work. I should do more turkeys. And I'm challenged by one of your other artists, Paul Reimer, to get some turkeys done. But I guess the thing is they're not exotic. I learned to really appreciate my own after I first visited Africa and saw all the gorgeous, different, brilliantly colored birds there. But then when I came home, I thought, what if we brought our PH, our guide, over to our place and saw the beautiful birds that we had, our painted buntings, our cardinals, our blue jays and stuff. And I really then fell in love with watching my own. I just don't do them, and I don't know why. Good question.
Maybe you will.
Maybe I will. Oh, yes.
So we were all thrilled when the 24-year-old Grizzly 399 was spotted with her 4 cubs at Yellowstone in May.
Yes.
Any plans to include her in your upcoming work, and what other new works can we expect from you this year?
I would love to include her. And as a matter of fact, there is a story that I have to tell. The book that was written, The Grizzlies of Pilgrim Creek, was written by Todd Wilkinson. He is also the author of the book on me, Scratching the Surface. And if I ever need any really good photos, I'm sure that his very good friend, Thomas Mengelson, will be able to provide them for me. So you know what? I need to start working on some of that. I really do. She is an icon of Yellowstone, one of the beloved ones. And I'm not going to get to go to Yellowstone this year, but I'm going up next year, and I hope to meet with both of them again.
And the fact that she had 4 cubs, that's kind of
phenomenal.
Right.
It is at her age, because
Right.
I'm sorry, she is an older woman.
That's okay. We are gracefully.
Yes, yes.
So this is going to be a long one for you, but I think Scratchboard is the most misunderstood medium of any medium that we have here at Manitou. Tell us about the history of Scratchboard work and your goals of getting the medium more accepted into galleries and museums.
Cool. Okay. Scratchboard was a mistake, and I love mistakes because I've learned an awful lot from mine. Scratchboard was invented by actually a printer in Germany a long time ago. He thought he was going to be able to make a printing plate. And so he used the clay on a hard surface and then put his ink on the clay, hoping to transfer it to make offset prints, and the ink wouldn't come off. And that was the beginning. He didn't really know what the use could be. And that has got to be right now about 175 years ago. So it's been around for a long time, just not commercially used. It was brought into commercial use in the 20s and 30s, and a lot of it was done for posters, which were very big during that time period. It was produced in Great Britain and in France. When the wars came up, they weren't able to ship it back and forth across to America, because it was one of the things, like we know right now, that was put on the docks and it wasn't an essential. So it died off. It actually, during the time I discovered it, was not even a resurgence at that time because I discovered it in the late 60s, early 70s and started working on it. And I can't say I'm the one that brought it back. It was brought back by people who were interested in doing the black and white drawings. I will give myself the pat on the back for adding the color. It was very financial. I could have sold a lot more of them to someone had I had color in them, and so I did, and I did. I figured out how to do it best. And once I did that, then it was on from there. And that also was the reason I kind of devoted my life to trying to get it accepted by museums, and it now is. Thank goodness. I have to work on another goal.
You have current exhibits at the booth, right? Which is like the
I'm
best.
in
Yes.
the booth. Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
that's the one I would love to have bought one of mine during the show.
Yeah.
They didn't, darn it. But I'm going to get there.
All right.
Definitely.
Seth, if you're listening.
Yes, please, please. So that is one of my goals. Actually, the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum wanted to purchase one of my pieces that was there during one of I think it was American Women Artist shows, but it was already sold, so they couldn't buy it. So I missed out on being represented in one. I'll get there before. That's one of my before I die goals. But
We'll work on it
but
for you.
Plenty of different women are, and we are exhibited in many museum shows all over the country. I don't know about the world, in the scratchboard medium. When I did the Society of Animal Artists show in San Antonio this year, 8 pieces in their catalog were scratchboards.
Nice.
It was phenomenal. When I discovered that, it was like, we really are there with scratchboard. We really are. So I'm very thankful for that. Did that answer your question?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason I wanted to go into that is that we get collectors in the gallery and they'll come up to one of your pieces and go, oh, that's phenomenal. And I always have to say, wait a minute.
You don't understand what it is.
Right. This is scratchboard. And they go, no, it's not. They've seen scratchboard,
Yes.
but they haven't seen scratchboard like yours. So we're going to take this opportunity. And like I said, it might be a little bit loud. We're going to go out there and we're going to look at some of the detail of her work. And she'll tell us a little bit about the pieces if we can hear very well. So come on, let's go. So we all have our favorites. But we love Watch the Birdie. This one is a great piece. Tell us a little bit about this one.
I think before you even knew it, it was your favorite piece. It probably will be more so now because I walked you outside to show you this branch right here. Actually, one of the times that I was down visiting and demonstrating here, I took photos all around of the Canyon Road flora and fauna. And this little Cassin's finch was perched up on the branch of this. What is that tree? It's got purple leaves on it now. It's
Oh,
some
I'm the
type
worst.
of-
If it doesn't produce food, I don't know what.
Well, I thought maybe because it had the blossoms, it would be a fruit bearer, but it may be not that you eat fruit.
Oh, gotcha.
So that is, and I wanted to capture, this was a photo that I had taken too. I take all my own photographs of my reference material of this lovely younger cougar, which doesn't need to be powerful or mean. It needs to be delicate and cute. Well, in the old days of photography, when we took portrait shots, they used to tell children, watch the birdie.
Aha.
Aha, you're too young to remember, see? Because that would allow the child to focus on whoever was taking the photograph of them. So this is a throwback time
Oh, I love
to
it.
watch the birdie.
So we're going to go over to a piece that's hung on the back wall. So what we may not have mentioned in this video that we did mention in our previous ones is we have animal shows, exhibitions every year, and we try to come up with different themes. The one for this year is Tales of Enchantment, and it's the relationship between animals, preferably a couple. And so Sally just knocked this one out of the park. The hair on I just wish people could see this in person. The grain on the, I know. It's amazing.
The direction, all of the different lengths of hair that go on, and the tail. I wanted to feature this guy's tail. It has a beautiful diamond pattern
It does.
that was on it. And the photograph that I had taken quite a few years ago, I had not found a use for. I just loved the curve, I loved the tail, everything. But this particular animal had something going on with him that he was a bit bug-eyed in it. And it looked out of place, my putting him in any other pose other than this. I decided that he was either astonished or odd or something, because that's what I saw in his eyes. And so since we were doing this show, I needed something to be engaging him. And what better than the symbiotic relationship that there is between these two in Indian lore. I found one of my many shots of ravens that he had his back to me and he was chatting away, and had to figure out how to work it in together, how far away he needed to be from him and at what angle, etc. So I actually worked on this with different blow-ups of sketches for quite a while in my studio, and would come back and reduce it and come back and put it up again. And then I had taken this photo here in New Mexico of a cedar tree. I modified it, moved it around a little bit so it all just worked as one elegant piece, and I broke another rule. You're never supposed to leave the eye out of the piece. But guess what?
What I want people to understand, which we did discuss a few minutes ago, is this is not a painting. This is scratchboard. This is etched and scratched.
Every hair is removed from the black background. And in this instance right here, you see the white clay. I do it to a black and white drawing first. And then once that's completed and my texture and my tonal range is set up, then I come back with washes. You can even see down in here, this is a navy blue that's been washed over the white scratches to make it look like a black. Because when you look at black fur, it has blue and lavender overtones in it.
And this is what we mean by when we say there's no other scratchboard artist doing anything like this. We actually have a piece of scratchboard and one of your pins here. Would you kind of give a little quick show of what that looks like? I think it's on the chair right there. We'll step back over here where we can hear.
Okay, so every single one of those hairs.
So how long does it take you to do something? I know you get asked that all the time.
I used to keep track of hours. I used to do little tick marks down in the corner on them. And now I'm so, as we say, spontaneous. I hop from piece to piece and I don't even keep track of it anymore. This piece was done over a 2 to 2.5 month time period. That was not obviously all spent on the drawing board. A lot of it was in the design of the piece. The execution of this one was probably it would have been 3 solid weeks of work had I done it all together, which is very quick because I've been doing this 52 years, and you just saw how quick my hand worked.
Right.
On those. I'm not methodical with it anymore. I'm very much more spontaneous.
Speaking from experience, I've tried to write my name on the scratchboard for a client. It was a complete fail.
That's the hardest thing to do. Doing my signature well was one of the hardest things I ever did. But I got it down pat.
I think so. Is there anything that you want anybody else to know about your craft and or your work?
Wow. To know. Well, I hope they get some kind of an emotional involvement with every one of my pieces now, because that truly is my priority. And what I'm trying to learn is to not tell them my story first. I'm trying to hear what story they can read into each of the different pieces of work. What is he telling him? What is the oracle saying? I know what he's doing.
But he might be doing something different for someone else. That's right.
And I had to learn to shut it up.
Thank you, Sally. We are so happy that you're part of this show.
I'm so glad we're here.
We're going to be live again a few other times throughout the evening. We've got clients in the gallery. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and show you a little bit of the other work that we have featured. So we've got this amazing piece by Brian Haynes. It's a Missouri regionalist. This is a scold of scrub jays. It's 28 by 36. We've got this amazing Amy Lay. Her show was last month, and we have just sold so much of her work since then. This one is Oh Give Me a Home. It's 24 by 36. We've got a Jennifer O'Culane, which is Sugary Shadows. It's the hummingbirds. There's another Jennifer O'Culane. This one is Rabbit Brush Rush. It's 30 by 40. She just got this to us yesterday, and we love it. This is Prairie Home Companions. It's 38 by 36 by Jennifer O'Culane. It's just a nice menagerie of animals that are, I believe, Oklahoma. So we've got clients asking Sushi about her work, which is great. So thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna, like I said, we'll go live here in a little while, and we're in the middle of a live opening and trying to be cautious and respectful of our, the current situation. So thanks again, and we'll be live in a little while.